Kia ora, an active day of weather across the South Island already. We've had lightning strikes, those red crosses, heavy rainfall on the western coast and strong winds out towards the east. We've got still more of that to come as we head through the rest of the day today for Thursday, even through into the early hours of the night time. The heaviest rainfall on that western coast. We've got some warnings in place still for Buller and some watches out towards the Nelson Lakes. You can see we've also got snowfall down south. We've also going to find that gets down to pretty low levels, accompanied by some really cold air. I think we're going to find temperatures tomorrow a real struggle, not just on the South Island, but even up towards the North Island. Overnight, you can see that rainfall moves out towards the likes of the North Island. There's a watch out for the Taurua Range. And ahead of this feature, strong northwesterly winds as well. So we are still going to find some strong winds through the Canterbury High Country for today and even up in towards those southern parts of Hawke's Bay for tomorrow. But it is a case of watching out for that rainfall moving up towards the North Island tonight. Behind this feature, that cold southerly stretches right the way across the South Island, bringing that snowfall as well. So there are still some severe weather watches and warnings in place. Warnings for heavy rain on that western coast of the South Island. Also, watches up in towards, say, parts of the Nelson region, across in towards the Taurua Range through to the early hours of Friday morning. And that watch out for snowfall down south as well. That snow lowering down to even sea level through parts of Southland and Otago. The heaviest snow, though, above about 300 metres, enough to bring impacts to things like the Dunedin Highway, those higher roads up to through State Highway 1 there, places like the Crown Range Road. Also across in towards those higher passes on the South Island as well. Worth keeping in mind if you plan to do those crossings overnight tonight, Thursday into Friday. Also, we've still got some wind watches as well. Most of these on the South Island will be through the very first part of Thursday, but they will clear off as we head through the night time. We'll keep hold of this watch here for the likes of, say, the southern parts of Hawke's Bay through into the early hours of Friday, but another windy night for the likes of, say, Wellington, with gusts 120 kilometres an hour in the most exposed areas, not out of the question. Head along to the Met Service website for more information on those watches and warnings. Here we are, though, as we start the day on Friday. That wet weather across the north side continues to move northwards, being replaced by that cold air feeding up from the south. You can see we've still got some snow showers across parts of the south island, but things are going to ease off as we head through daytime. It will be feeling colder, especially if you're in that breeze as well. It's going to make it feel a fair bit colder as well. Up on the north side, even here, we'll find our temperatures a fair bit cooler than they've been used to over the last few days. We start off with that wet weather. You can see pushing in towards the likes of the western side of the north side. Generally drier out towards the east here. And you can see as we go through the morning, that front continues to move northwards and pull away as we head through daytime. So it is an improving story. The cloud breaking up as well to leave some clearer skies as we head on in towards the end of the day. Even down south, I think we'll find some clear skies. Just a bit more in the way of showers, just skirting the likes of Wairarapa later on. Now, in terms of our temperatures, we've got highs of, say, 18 degrees Celsius in Auckland for Friday. But it's worth saying that temperature could be fairly early on in the day. And I think as we go through the daytime, the temperatures really will struggle as that cold air runs up and across us. So it will be feeling a fair bit cooler as we go through towards the end of the day. And these overnight temperatures, look at that for Taupo. 2 degrees Celsius again as we head through the night time. It's been a while since we've seen those cold nights, but it will be a cold night for Thursday night into Friday morning, or in fact, sorry, Friday morning in towards Saturday morning. So it really will be a chilly one to come with that cold air up and across us, even down towards, like I say, Wellington, 14 degrees Celsius and 5 overnight. For the South Island, we start off with those showers across the likes of, say, Canterbury. They'll move away as we head through the daytime, and a few showers still across the likes of Westland as well. Still with that real wintry feel to them as well. Above about 300 or 400 metres through Canterbury, but down south, we could find that snowfall down towards sea level, at least at first. And I think we have still got those watches right the way through into those early hours of Friday morning. So well worth keeping that in mind for that very first part of the day. It will feel very cold down south with those southwesterly winds. And I think we are going to find generally the weather does improve, but we'll keep hold of those cold temperatures. Look at these highs for Friday. Now consider that through the week we've been seeing temperatures up into the 20s around this eastern side of the South Island. 12s and 13s are going to feel very much of a different story. And our overnight lows back down below freezing will be a very different story to what we've been used to over the last few days. So we will find the return of some frosty conditions where those winds drop away overnight Friday into Saturday. We've got those snow watches, we've got those cold temperatures. It's a very different story to what we've been seeing at the start of this week, for example. As we head on in towards the weekend, we find high pressure really starts to dominate the weather across the majority of the country. So there's plenty of dry weather and fine weather as we head in towards Saturday. It will be a cold start, it has to be said. And like I say, even the touch of frost down south. You see we've got that high pressure, though, building across most of New Zealand. It's short-lived. Keep an eye towards the north. We are going to find another system moving in from the north. Now, this is a combination of a low pressure moving across from the Tasman Sea and then the remnants of Lola, that warmth and moisture from that tropical system being pushed down and forming a new area of low pressure running down towards the northern parts of New Zealand as we head towards the end of the weekend, Sunday in towards the start of next week, bringing some wetter and windier conditions across those northern parts of the country. We'd like to find some watches and warnings in force, so please do keep up to date with the forecast and any watches and warnings. You can find all of that information at metservice.com.